So I guess this is going to be our June wrap-up and to be read. I didn't even bring any to be reads, so I guess I'll just be guessing on that because we've got so many books. So I had a very slow month this month. I only read 2 books. I read Alienated by Melissa Landers. I read it on my Galaxy tablet, which I have upside down. And then I read The Diviners by Libba Bray. I liked Alienated. I can't wait for the next one to come out. But I am more excited for the second one, for The Diviners. I read this book in 3-4 days. And that's including at work. I couldn't help it. It was that good. Like, literally, I would recommend this book to anyone. It takes place in the 20s, and you'll see later because we're going to do
a discussion.
Because this is our book of the month. So, yeah, this book is wicked awesome. I'm so... I wish I would have read it sooner. I was so... Yeah. I was a little a little leery of reading it because it's so thick. I was kind of apprehensive.
Apprehensive.
That's the southern.
She wants to listen to Hanson.
Okay, but once I got into it, I didn't want to put it down. So yeah, I would definitely recommend The Diviners by Libba Bray. I love the cover. It is awesome. And I also love it without the cover.
Naked
books. Put your clothes back on. So, yeah, that unfortunately is my quick, simple, and sweet. Now, oh, wait a minute. What am I going to read this month? Well,
what's your goal to complete?
Under the Never Sky.
Yes, you need to finish that. I will say that in your ear.
So I need to finish Under the Never Sky, Anne of Green Gables, and The Witch's Daughter. I still haven't finished this since
It's not
Christmas.
Anne of Green Gables.
It's Anne of Green
Gables.
Okay. Yeah, if you saw the previous post that we did, what was it?
Your unread books.
Yeah, we were kind of doing that late at night.
She was a little loopy.
A little loopy. Was that the night that we were having the sangria?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
that was like the last video we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was kind of fun. So, yeah.
It's like 1 o'clock in the morning.
So I will finish those books, and I will probably start others. I don't know. Who knows? You'll just have to wait and see for the end of July, although we're going to be a little bit busy because we have concert at the end of the month.
Yeah.
What else do we have going on?
That's it.
That whole weekend's shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We gotta kind of go out of town.
Yeah, we gotta travel
a few hours away.
Yep. So
it's gonna be an interesting drive.
that will be my June read and to be read. So
Okay. I read 6 books and 2 novellas in the month of June.
Not too shabby.
Technically, I haven't quite finished The Diviners, but I will finish it before June. Before June starts, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going back in time, because that's my deal. Okay. Before July, or at least, I'm counting it to June.
Yeah.
So the first book I finished reading was Under the Never Sky by Veronica Rossi. I loved it. It's a trilogy, plus they have like 2 novellas in between.
That's completed though, right?
Yeah, it's all done. So it's a dystopian book. Everyone pretty much knows about Under the Never Sky. I really like Roar.
He's cool.
He's my favorite. Perry I was iffy about. But and the next book I read was Pushing the Limits by Katie McGarry. I read that like so early in the month and I read it so fast I kind of forget some of it. I hate when I do that. It's like you read something, you like it, you read it so fast and then it's like leaves your brain. And then you're like, I don't know what it was about. I do remember liking it. I know it was like It was a contemporary book about kids in high school. You know, bad boy and a girl. What was wrong? She had scars in her arm or something, and then they fall in love. You know, kind of misfit kind of people. I did really like it. I know that. I gave it 5 stars in my notebook here. The third book I read this month was The Edge of Never by J.A. Radmirsky. That's a new adult book. It's really, really big. Because I read it on my Kindle, but when we went to Target and they have it paperback, it's like super thick. It's like 400 or 500 pages or something. And that's really big for a new adult book. Because usually those things are like 200-300 pages and they're like quick, easy reads. I mean, it wasn't it wasn't too bad for how big it was. I liked it up until the end turned kind of weird. I don't know. The ending, I mean, I liked the end of it. Although, I had problems with the end of it. I liked it, but then I felt it was kind of like
Cop out?
rushed. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'll do a review of it because I have issues with it. I mean, I did enjoy it. I didn't hate it. But the ending I thought was like, nah. Because there was like all this story and like the end of it just seemed too like, oh, here you go. This is what's happening now. I don't know. There were like a whole lot of things thrown into like the last 50 pages. I thought they could have like maybe spent more time on that part and less time on other parts. Then I read Live and Roar by Veronica Rossi, the novella about Live and Roar. Now it's just about, you know, it's like prior to when Under the Never Sky starts.
Okay, so it's prior to her.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I can't say some things
Yeah.
because someone hasn't finished the book. But I like having more of Roar and Liv's backstory.
Yeah.
Because technically Liv isn't even in the book.
No.
She's talked about. And it's nice to have, know more about Roar. So I really liked it. And then I read Night of Cake and Puppets by Laini Taylor, which is a novella for the daughter of Smoke and Bone.
It's her friend. What's her friend's
The
name?
one in, okay, yeah.
Why can't I just totally forgot her name?
The one that did the puppeteering?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I know
It's
who you're
about
talking
her first, trying to get a first date with that kid. Oh my god, it was so good. It was so. I read
I've
it.
got to read this!
I read it like a couple of weeks ago. That's why I'm forgetting names.
I've got to read this.
Oh, but it was so good. I loved it. She used some of those little the little wishes. It was so cute. Oh my god, you have to read it. We have to read the Daughter of Smoke and Bone.
Yes, you do.
And then I read Attachments by Rainbow Rowell. This is my first Rainbow Rowell book I read. I really liked it. It was cute. It was like about an internet security guy, like in 1999, when Y2K was about to happen.
Yeah.
So they were totally freaking out, like the computers are gonna like freak out and everything, the world's gonna end, blah blah blah. Nothing happened.
No.
But this guy, his job was just to monitor emails and make sure, the computers weren't gonna like freak out when the end of the year happened. So he keeps reading emails between these two friends. And slowly, he read, all about their life because they're talking back and forth to each other. And you're not supposed to do that in work. But he doesn't flag them for it. And then eventually he starts developing feelings for one of the girls. And technically he doesn't even know her. But on the other end of things, she sees this hot guy working in the office.
Ah.
So she's kind of developing feelings for him too, and neither of them actually know each other. Oh, it was so cute. It was such a cute, really quick read. I really enjoyed it. And the last book I finished this month was The Program by Suzanne Young. I really liked this book. It's a dystopian book. I'm not entirely sure how far in the future. It doesn't seem like it's that far in the future, but it's where the teenage suicide rate is like extremely high. Like 1 in 4 teenagers will kill themselves. So they've developed this program that when you see signs of like depression in kids, that you know, they go into this program. They kind of like, you know, pump you full of pills and therapy. But this girl, like, her brother committed suicide. Her best friend that's a girl got flagged and was put into the program. And then it was her and her boyfriend and her best friend that's a boy, and her best friend that's a boy ended up killing himself. And then her boyfriend ended up getting taken to the program, so she was trying to keep it together, but they ended up taking her to the program too. And they like erase your memories. Like when she came out of the program, she couldn't remember how her brother died. She didn't remember her boyfriend or any of her friends.
What?
Yeah, they got rid of all those memories. But then it's like she ends up finding her friends again, and she ends up finding her boyfriend again at the end, and then they kind of like run away together. I don't know how many books, but I know there's a second one out called The Treatment that I can't wait to read. It's so good. I highly recommend this book. And I was kind of iffy about it. I was kind of like, I don't really want to read another dystopian kind of, because it kind of reminded me of like Delirium or something, where they give you like a lobotomy or something. But this was like 10,000 times better than Delirium. Not that it has anything to do with like the love part, but
Yeah.
the whole messing with your brain deal. But I really, really enjoyed it. And then I'm still currently reading The Diviners by Libba Bray. I hope to finish this. I'll just like not sleep for a day or so and finish this book so it can be done for June.
And for July, I don't know, really. I kind of want to read. I have the Summer I Turned Pretty books that I kind of want to read in the summer.
Yeah.
And then I have a couple, like, I have some Sarah Dessen books that maybe I want to. But this is all very loose. I don't know, really. I guess you'll just have to find out in July what I read.
Okay, so this is my wrap-up to be read for June. I had a really bad month this month. I just got in a funk, and I forgot to haul the book that I won for Goodreads. I finished, I read Under the Never Sky by Veronica Rossi. I wanted to say something else. Love that book. That book was amazing. I read that in like 3 or 4 days. It was a really good book. Then after that, I started to read a book that I got from Goodreads. I went off Goodreads. It's a high fantasy. Something about Yadron. It's about aliens, and it's kind of like, it takes place like they're going into an industrial age, or they're already in an industrial age, but it's kind of medieval-esque because there's knights and things like that. So interesting. But I got in a funk, and nothing to do with the book. I was just in a funk. And then since we are doing a book discussion, so I figured, you know what? I'll just start reading The Diviners by Libba Bray. Haven't finished it yet, but there's still some days left in the month. But I don't know, I just kind of hit a funk. So
Happens to the best of us, especially when you start out the year reading 15 books.
Well, you're the only one who did that.
yeah.
And it's been downhill since then.
Yeah, you
You're like,
haven't-
nope.
Yeah.
Well, and work's been pretty busy.
Yeah,
And then you watch TV at night.
we're picking on Amy.
And I'm ignoring you.
So for my to be read, I'm going to complete the Yadron book that I got. I want to get that. That's my top priority. And then I want to read Enemy Women, which is like a Czech-lit historical. I almost said historical fantasy. It's historical fiction. And then I want to read a Neil Gaiman. I think I'm going to read Coraline or Stardust, probably Coraline, and then one of my steampunk books. So yeah, that's mine. We'll see. Adios.
Au revoir.
See you next month.